And how do you do it? I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. This is the Kaiserdom Club Malt. I have had these before. I was actually looking for a different non-alcoholic beverage, but they didn't have the one I was looking for. But I've had this before, and I want to read this to you. This is the ingredients, and my eyes are not focusing at the minute. Ingredients: water, malt, liquid invert, sugar, uh, hops, and hops. Okay, so I mean it's got essentially all the ingredients that are in beer. Add the sugar. Uh, Now I've had this before. I'm not a fan of non-alcoholic beers. O'Doul, Sharps, Coors NA, because they're basically weak non-alcoholic versions of weak beer. These malt beverages do tend to have more flavor, and they have the same ingredients that are in beer. And if you ever done any extract brewing, when you pop one of these open, what you smell is almost exactly like your beer work if you were doing extract brewing. So let me pop this bad boy. Well, I did pop it. Let me pour the bad boy, and you can kind of get a look. See what I'm talking about here. Let me pour it so enough to where we get a nice head. So it even looks a lot like beer, and it doesn't say non-alcoholic beer. It says non-alcoholic malt beverage. And the only thing I could the only information I can find is these aren't fermented, and that could be the difference. Whereas non-alcoholic beer, they ferment it and then remove the alcohol. This basically is all the ingredients without the fermentation. So what you're going to have is a sweeter beverage because you still have the residual sugars left over. As you can see, that's very dark. Oh God, that's nice. It's not quite as sweet as say a Malta if you ever had like say the Goya Malta, which is incredibly sweet. This one isn't quite as sweet as that. It is a little sweeter than say if you were drinking an O'Doul's or a Sharps or the Coors NA. But what you have is something closer, more akin to if you were drinking a dark beer that was not fermented. That's kind of what you got here, actually. Oh, it is nice because what you get, although you do have a little bit of residual sweetness, I am going to say that right up front, just in case you try this. You also get great malt flavor, and that's what those other beers are missing. They're just based. I mean, they're not much more than carbonated water. Because you've got they're basically taking the alcohol of weak ass beer to start with, so you got this weak ass non-alcoholic beer. This is non-alcoholic, uh, and although you don't get a lot of hot bitterness that you might want, you do get a lot of great malt flavor. I think more bars should carry beverages like this along with their O'Doul's because every once in a while there's going to be a craft drinker like me that wants something like this. This runs about $8 a 6 pack. The single cost me $1.40. Not crazy, not cheap, not crazy expensive. But as you can see, I mean it's very refreshing. I'd almost drink this over soda pop because it's just crazy refreshing. It is very tasty and also crisp and refreshing all at the same time. And if you've ever had the Goya, if you drink a Malta Goya, well, this isn't anywhere near as sweet as that. So if you drink that and you say, oh, that's just too sweet for me, Tom, this one isn't quite the same thing. So try the Kaiserdom Club Malt. I'm losing my marbles. As you can see by my surroundings, I'm still in the hospital, and they kind of frown on me bringing beer in here, so I'm making the most of it. But this is great. I would actually drink this all the time if I was able to, because I just love the flavor of it. Because you do get that rich, dark malt flavor. It's very nice. Oh, there you go. But it is, as you got nice roasted malt flavor. Would I personally like more hops? Yes, I would. But most people probably not. So I see why it is the way it is. So hey, I'm gonna get out of here. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. That was a Kaiserdom Club Malt. Let me show you the bottle one last time. Let me show you the glass one last time. Or the plastic cup, as the case may be. And I am gonna get out of here. Aroo!